y'all know that Joseph Smith said that all the churches during his time was an abomination, and all of the followers were corrupt. Yeah, I know you're familiar with that. Okay.
I think he worded it a little differently, maybe. Yeah.
No, he used the word abomination, and its followers were corrupt. Abomination and corrupt. Okay. Now that's what he believed. But what I want you to think about is, check this out. The Bible was written and finished by the apostles around 100 AD. Okay. You telling me that 1,800 years later, a guy pops on the scene, rewrites a book, and says everybody's got it wrong? Think about that. For 1,800 years, we've been following the Bible as the Word of God, the only authority for the church. And a guy pops up 1,800 years later and says, "Now y'all got it wrong. I got new revelation." Now, he's not the only one that did that. Charles Taylor Russell, the Jehovah's Witnesses, came out and said, "Everybody's got it wrong. I've got the truth." Alexander Campbell came along and says, "Hey, no, I've got the truth." Think about this. 1,800 years later, the Seventh-day Adventists popped out of the 1800s and say, "Hey, we've got this stuff right." Trust me. Go by the Bible. The Book of Mormon, the Doctrines and Covenants, and all those books that were added, and even new revelation that y'all prophets are going to come up with. It's all got to align with the Bible, and it doesn't. Now, let's be honest, it doesn't. Even the Book of Mormon disagrees with some of the Doctrine and Covenant stuff. If you'll take a look at it and really look at it, that information's there. You just got to find it. Okay? Joseph Smith taught that the Garden of Eden was in America. Are you familiar with that? It was in Kansas or something like that. In America.
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah. All right? That can be proven false. The Euphrates Rivers does not run through America. It's over there in the other country or wherever. Okay, just little things like that discredit Joseph Smith as being a prophet. But you got to be willing to look at the information. And I know there's a lot of bogus stuff about y'all too, but there's a lot of facts, and you need to check into it for yourself to know, hey, am I following the right way here? Is Mormonism true? Is Joseph Smith really a prophet? And look at the facts. Okay, think about that. Remember, the Bible was written 1,700 years before this guy showed up. He's not the only one that showed up, and there's going to be other ones that are going to pop up too. You know, Muslims. Muhammad popped up. I'm a prophet 500 years after the Bible, and look at the following he's got. We got to go with what the apostles wrote, the Bible, and go by that alone. Think about that. Okay.
We know we unloaded onto you, didn't we? We kind of gave you a lot of information. You guys have been very patient.
Well, it's been nice talking with y'all.
Because you didn't have to sit here and listen to us.
Well, you didn't have to pull over, so it's both. Yeah. All four of us are pretty nice guys, I'd say.
Well.
Yeah. And I know y'all dedicating 2 years of your life doing this, but remember, the Apostle Paul had his whole life as a Pharisee, but when he came to know Christ, he said it was worthless. And I know that's hard to think, man, I don't know how long you've been a Mormon, and I know you're dedicating yourself, and I respect that. You do more than a lot of Christians do out there, riding out here in the heat. But if it is true that you're dedicating your life to a false belief system, I know that's rough.
In other words, we don't expect you to believe what we're saying right now. We were asking you to check into it yourselves. And the Euphrates River in the Garden of Eden, if you read Genesis, no one knows exactly where the Garden of Eden was, but if you read Genesis tells you the Garden of Eden, that it tells you three or four rivers flowed into it or flowed away from it, and the Euphrates River is one of them. So it's
definitely not America.
It's geographically impossible for the Garden of Eden to have ever been in America. But we understand that the Garden of Eden needs to be in America from a Mormon perspective, because so much of Mormon history comes out of America.
Because Joseph Smith said it.
But right, that's what I'm saying. Because of what the Mormon Church believes, it's important to believe that the Garden of Eden is in America, because so much of what Joseph Smith teaches percolates around American history, supposedly. So we understand that that's hard. But the Euphrates never touched American soil. So is Joseph Smith right, or is the Bible right? But Joseph Smith is what he's saying. He contradicted himself. Even like you said, the Book of Mormon contradicts the Doctrines and the Covenants. Check into it. Don't take our word for it. Start studying it for yourself. You know, if you go back to one of your elders, if you go back to one of the guys who have been in the faith for a long time, they're going to be able to at face value or seemingly, okay, when you're talking to them, they're going to be able to sound like they're shooting down everything we've just said. We're challenging you guys to look into this stuff on your own for a little while before you run to somebody, because I would want to do that too. Somebody I respect, somebody who's been teaching me, somebody who's been pouring their life into me. The first thing I'm going to do is go to one of my pastors and say, do you know that so-and-so said this about Jesus? I've never heard that before. And the people that we have faith in, the people, because we put faith in people, not just God. You know, if I'm needing you to give me a ride to work, I have faith that you're going to get me to work, right? See what I'm saying? There are different varying levels. Okay, we have faith in other human beings and people that are in our life that we love and respect. I'm telling you, if you go back to some of the people that have been that are over you and that have been in your faith a lot longer, they're going to seemingly be able to shoot down probably everything we've just shared with you. What we're challenging you to do is on your own look into some of these things, okay? Please.
Your eternity is at stake.
Appreciate y'all.
Okay, God bless you guys, and happy hunting. Just
God
check
bless
into
you
it,
guys, too.
okay? Thank you. Hey, you guys be careful, all right?
Yeah, it was good talking with y'all.
Same here, man.
Steven, right?
Yes.
What's your name?
Daryl.
Daryl?
Yeah.
Steven Daryl. Cool.
We know we talked a lot. Hey, thanks a lot, okay?
Yeah.
You have a great
good luck
day.
getting your new car, your other car back.
Thank you very much, buddy. I just bought it yesterday, and it needs to be aligned, but
Oh, okay, so it's new.
yeah. Well, it's a used car, but it was low mileage.
It's new to you.
New to me. New to me. So I hope I see you guys again.
Hey, definitely.
Take care.
See y'all.